And you probably probably been fed up with me by now,
Not
sending
at
all
all.
sorts of rubbish over.
Not at all. For anyone who's listening, this man has the most fascinating story. The most fascinating story of struggle and suffering because of other people's attitudes, and so much. There's so much in this story. So what we've called the book is There Must Be More to Life Than This. And it is literally, it's talking about the attitudes and the issues around obesity in the UK right now. So there's lots of sciencey stuff. There's figures and stats and all of that kind of thing if you want to know about it. But the heart of this book is the human story of what somebody who is going through it all is actually struggling with. And from a male point of view as well. So it's fairly unusual because, to be quite honest, men don't normally talk openly the way that you do, Steve. They don't share themselves the way that you do. And I think this one is going to be, you can read it in two ways. You can read it either from an interest point of view about the attitudes, about the statistics, about what's going on in the UK today. We go through childhood, we talk about young adulthood, the effect on relationships, the stuff that you're doing now, all the wonderful stuff you're doing now with supporting other people yourself. So you can read all of the stats around that, or you can just read Steve's story, which is running alongside each chapter. But you'll want to read it all because, although I say it myself, this story is so amazing that it's writing itself. And it's a book that I would love to read. So that's coming out on the 13th of December. I'm going to have my holiday and then I'm going to get my head down and we're going to get it finished. So that's sort of the history of my books.
The I'm going to tell you something that's really happened to me the other day. I Someone said to me, Steve, because all my life I've been hearing, Steve, you can't do this, you can't do that, you don't do that. The other day I had an interview for a place on the council, local council, and so I had my interview. The next minute they said to me, next minute on the same day they rung me up because I said to my wife, "Nah, I ain't got it. That's it." And that's what I've been like with myself, no confidence because I've
Yeah.
been put down all my life. And all of a sudden they rung me back and they went, "Whoop, whoop, yeah. Um, would you like to join the oh, what was it called? Something board or something. Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. But it
Uh,
was, but it was like a. But they said to me, "You got the placement, and you're on the board." And I said, "What?" They said, "Yeah." They said because we
brilliant.
love your attitude and we love that you're trying to help people. And I
Brilliant.
said, and that's it. See, and I think sometimes, even though if you're going through a bad time in your life, you can always pick yourself up and don't take the notice of people or the negatives. Rubbish, isn't it?
Exactly. Exactly. First of all, congratulations on that. That
Yeah.
is superb. What is really inspiring around that is a lot of people, we were discussing this earlier, a lot of people assume that when you're overweight, you're fat, you're lazy, you're stupid, you can't do anything. And people who carry weight, myself included, start to believe that.
Yeah.
Because we feel that all the time, we believe that we probably can't do what other people can
Mm,
do. But you, even with the extreme difficulties that you have with your own disabilities and health issues, you are spending every day doing what you can to help other people. You are not letting what would normally hold most people back, you're not letting it stop you. And I completely take my hat off to you for that. Well done, young man.
mm, mm. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Um, so you're away in Italy.
Yeah.
So are you working at this moment in time, or are you telling people that you're not, but you are?
Well, I am. I'm doing some work every day. What I'm trying to do is get up early, do 3 or 4 hours of work, and then when my husband falls out of bed, we go out and we do things together. We're planning to go into Rome. There's lots of places to see around here. Tomorrow morning, we're having the day off tomorrow, and we're all going to go swimming in the sea, which should be fun. In the sea, yeah. Apparently, it's still very warm. It didn't feel very warm when I put my feet in it yesterday, but I'm told it's very warm. It could be the Italian sense of humour leading me into a trap. They're going to watch me go in and then just laugh because I'm the stupid Brit that went in there. But no, I'm having a holiday, but I'm still, checking my emails and
But
doing.
the trouble is, you got to have an holiday, Ali.
I'll tell you the truth, Steve. I love what I do. I love what I do so much that I would miss it if I didn't do it. It's not a struggle to me or a sacrifice to do the work that I do because it's so much fun. It's so much fun. Everything.
I've got to tell you something. I always want to. I tell people, right? I know people's listening on radio. I'm going to tell you something. This lady, right? I only kind of this is my second interview with her. On my first interview, we had an interview. Then we had a chat about. I always wanted to do my book, but people were going to cost. It's going to cost me quite a lot of money. And she said, "I'll help you." And I said, "You sure?" And it just brought tears onto my eyes because I want to tell my story.
Yeah.
And help other people. And I really thank you for that. Really do.
Oh no, we're telling your story together.
Yeah.
It's as I say, it's a passion project for me. It's not something I'm charging you for. We're just doing it together. And it's just been a joy. It's been a joy reading your story and knowing that I can be part of getting it out there. It's an honor. It's an honor. It's great.
Brilliant. And with your life, when you're kind of writing people's other stories, do you get a buzz out of it when you're sitting down and you're reading some other story, or if somebody comes along and says can you do some writing for me? Do you get a lot out of it?
I do. I get a real buzz out of it, and I've just realised that I've forgotten to mention Marie Jenkins. Her book was the last one that I worked on before ours, Burnout to Bold. When I read her manuscript, it was just amazing. This is a woman who was very, very close to suicide, who ended up breaking down to her 18-year-old son and telling him how she felt. And it's her journey then, clawing her way back out of that dark pit of mental and physical ill health to the point where she is now an advocate for well-being. Her business is built around helping other people to be well. She cycles everywhere. She's physically healthy. She's mentally well. And she's one of the loveliest people that I've ever had the joy to work with. And what I love, I remember my first book, ordering the author copies and holding my book in my hand with my name on it. And Marie, I said to Maria, I cannot wait for your copies to come and you hold them in your hand. And it was exactly that. She said it was absolutely amazing moment just to hold her book in her hand. Susan Lane said the same thing when she got the author copies of the book we wrote together. She was just so joyful that she had this book in her hands. And she wrote me the most beautiful card that there was writing through the middle of it, round the back page and everywhere, just saying that I'd made her dream come true, that she was the #1 best-selling author, that she never thought it would happen, how she'd loved working with me, and how we had to do another book together. And it's moments like that are they just bring complete joy to me. Like everybody, I run a business. I need to earn a living. But what I do, I love. I really do.
Yeah. And where does your husband belong in this? Because you must be working all the time, right? And all of a sudden, your husband's thinking, "Hang on, doll, but me, hey, I'm your husband."
Exactly. We had that exact conversation this afternoon. I have to tell you, because he's with me and he's like, "What, you're working all the time?" And I said, "Well, it's one of those things when you're new in business. And for me, although I've been doing this over a year, I'm still new in business, and I will still be new in business for at least another year, I would say. When you're building your business, it takes a lot of time and a lot of hard work to do it. And I'm involved in a lot of things. Today I've been offered a deputy directorship of an international consulting company. So I'm thinking, well, that's another string to my bow. That's all great stuff. And I love it all. But he was saying, I'm getting on, because he's 20 years older than me. And he said, I'm getting on a bit, and you're my world, and I want to spend time with you, and I never see you. So I realized I have to possibly do a little rebalancing act with my time, which I will do for sure, because there's nothing more important than the relationships that we have with the people we care about.
Yes, but on the funny side of things, if anything happens, go separate. I know a good divorce lawyer.
Thank you. I'll bear that in mind. No, I don't think we'll come to that. But yeah, no, he's just so supportive of me.
I think sometimes, though, do you think this, Ali, when people, I remember having my own business, when people are so fascinated in their business, it's like a new baby, right? And you're thinking, right, I'm doing good, and you're getting on, and all of a sudden you're leaving people behind. Have you ever felt that?
Yeah. And I think as well, you don't really realize it because you get so wrapped up in what you're doing. And then your friends say to you, haven't seen you for ages, you're always busy.
Yeah.
And you have to step back and make sure, for your own health and well-being as well, that you make time for yourself and for the people in your life. So I try very, very hard not to work weekends at all. Weekends are sacrosanct. And if I'm working in the evening, I will try and have 2 or 3 hours at lunchtime walking the dog with my husband, so that we see each other during the day if we don't see each other during the evening. So we do work at it, but it has been a very busy period just lately, I have to say.
Well, my wife is always next to me, and when I'm doing these podcasts, she says, "How about me?" Then I says, "Well, you're here with me, and she says, "Well, get off the computer and spend some time with me." And I'm
Yeah,
like, "Hang on for a second, you're with me first."
there you go.
But
She's with you, but you're not necessarily with her, because you're with me at the minute.
yeah, I
So
know that. But what I'm trying to say, yeah. But the trouble is, she just laughs at it. She thinks it's funny.
yeah, good.
She thinks it's really funny, but she knows what I'm doing because I'm
Yeah.
trying to kind of get everybody going. But before we go, I've got to ask you this: if you wasn't writing books, if you wasn't helping people, what would you do?
If I wasn't helping people and writing my books,
Yeah, yeah,
oh, what would I like to do? I would have loved, and I just feel I'm a bit too old now, but never say never. I would have loved to have traveled all around the world, taking photographs and writing about different places. Again, creating stories and letting people know what they can find that isn't necessarily mainstream. So not the touristy stuff. I'd like to go and just explore the world and record it for people. That's what I think I would like to do if I wasn't doing what I was doing. But I'm loving what I do. So
the other day I had a dream, and someone said to me, and I'm getting all these thoughts from her saying, "Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that," and I was in a character called Luke, and I was in the little rowing boat, right? In the little rowing boat, and I was laughing about that one. But I was in this little rowing boat, and I was in the open sea, and I could go anywhere I want. And I rode and I rode and I rode, and I went to one place, stopped, went to another place, stopped, and when I went back, eventually back in the end, they said to me, "Where have you been?" And I said, "Well, I went around the world, and I didn't need anybody to kind of like tell me what to do. I did it myself."
yeah, that's it. Sometimes you've got to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Don't let people take your dreams away from you. If they don't support you in your dreams, they don't have to do it with you, they don't have to share it with you. But if the people around you don't support you in your dreams, then maybe they're not the best people to have around you, because the people you have around you should be supporting you in the same way as you will support the people that you care about as well. At least that's what I believe.
Thank you very much. Ali, thank you. I love having you on, and nice to see you again. And don't forget, go and check her website out, guys, and the information. And she's probably going to bring back around about 500 cornettos on the way back home.
No, I'll eat them all. I'll eat them all. I've had ice cream today. It's been lovely. So yeah, lots and lots of stuff. I will put my Linktree stuff on when this goes out. And I'll speak to you when I get back, Steve.
Okay, you enjoy yourself.
Yeah, you too. Take care,
Bye-bye.
love. Bye now. Bye. Bye.